Hey kids, it's time for a story.
I'm Auntie Mila. I'm so glad to see you. Yes, and since you can't sit right here beside me and by the fire, I'll tell you a story here, okay? But first, there is a text that is really nice. It says in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8, most important of all. What's most important of all? It says, most important of all, continue to show deep love for each other. Continue to show deep love for each other. Well, I like our story today. The family was getting ready to go to the church for a big deal. It was a big deal. The church had been getting ready for it for a long time. There was going to be a potluck. And then after potluck, there was going to be music. And it was just, like I said, a real big deal. And all the kids were really excited. But you know, Gracie said, I don't think I'm going to go. And Dad said, why? And her sister said, why? She says, because Mom is so sick. Mom is in bed and I don't want to leave Mother all by herself. So I think I'll stay home. And they went in and they talked to Mother. Mother said, oh, she was so sick. She was in bed. She had a fever and she was just moaning and groaning. She says, no, that's okay, Gracie. I'll be okay by myself. Just go. You've been looking forward to this. And it's going to be such a nice time at the church tonight. You just go ahead and go. And they all walked out of the room and Gracie said, I'm not going. I'm not leaving Mother here. I feel so sorry for her. She is so sick. I'm going to stay home. And they couldn't convince her otherwise. So Dad said, okay. And the other sisters went and they all left. And Gracie went in and peeked on Mom and she had fallen asleep. So she was sleeping. So Gracie came out and she was in the living room and she sat there and she was so lonely because she couldn't talk to Mother and all the sisters had gone, and she really was feeling bad that she couldn't go to the program tonight. It was going to be such a big deal. She was looking forward to it for so long. All her friends were going to be there, and she sat there and she almost felt like crying. She was so lonely. She just sat there, but she thought, but I couldn't leave Mom. I love my mommy, and she is so sick. And so she just sat there for a while thinking. And then in a little while, she got up and she went back into the bedroom to check on Mom, and Mom was awake. And she said, oh, Mom, I'll get a cold rag for your head. So she went and got a washcloth, and she wrung it out, and she put on Mom's head. Mom said, oh, that feels good. And Mommy was so sick. And then she said, what else can I do for you, Mom? And Mom said, you know what I'd really like? I would like some milk toast. Now, do you know what milk toast is? It's an old-fashioned thing. But when I was little and when I was sick, my mom would make milk toast for me, and I loved it. I'll tell you what you do. It's best with whole wheat bread, but you can do any kind of bread. You toast it, then you put butter on it, you put it in a bowl, then you get some milk in a glass and put it in the microwave, get it hot, and pour it on top, and it melts the butter, and then you take a little salt and sprinkle it. It is so good. Believe me, it is really good. In fact, I could have some right now. And so she went and she made some milk toast for her mom. And she came and gave it to her. Her mom sat on bed and ate it. And she says, oh, that is so good. And she says, that makes me feel better. And so she had some milk toast, and then she lay back down, and she turned over and she went to sleep. And Gracie went out of the room and she went and started to read a book, but she was still lonely. And after a while, everyone came home, and they all were happy. You know, after you come home from a party, a big deal like that, you're all happy. And Daddy said to Gracie, you know, that was so sweet of you to stay home with Mommy. I'm sure she really appreciated it. You know what? Mom got better. And she got well. But you know, Gracie was always happy that she stayed home with Mom and showed Mom how much she loved her. Isn't that a sweet story? Yes, we are very lucky to have moms, and we need to treat them really good, don't we? Thank you so much for joining me. And are you going to have milk toast sometime? It's really good, but the milk has to be hot. Heat the milk up. Sprinkle just a little salt on it. I'm going to have that for breakfast tomorrow morning. You can count on it. Thank you for joining me. Come again, okay? Bye.
Thank you for joining us. Come again. See you next time. Stories for Kids with Auntie Maya.